Hello, Terry. Sorry, we are absolutely so damn late today. Just some personal things I had to take care of in the morning, and then just massive confusion because of a power outage. So that's the reason why we're behind schedule today. So we apologize for that. Terry, unfortunately, echoing again. I don't know what's up with that. So just going to be, I guess, one of those days where you want to just rip what remaining hair you have left out. Yesterday we had a decent day, Terry, at Delaware Park. We both hit that late pick 4, so hopefully everybody played along with that, because that would have cashed out for $200, turning into $488. I'll take that all day, every day. We're going to get right to business today, thanks to the, or unthanks to the all the different issues that popped up this morning. So let's get started with race number 1 at Horseshoe Indianapolis. It's 5.5 furlongs, claiming 12,500, Terry, and the profile of a winner at that distance and space and surface. They've run 65 races at 5.5 furlongs, 53 won by horses that like to giddy up and go, 18 of which led them from gate to wire. The rail, unfortunately, is something you want to stay away from, just winning 4 times. 2 and 3 and 8 plus, you get some underperformance. 4 through 7 are best. So you're going to start with your long shot right in the post position sweet spot.
That's right. I like number 4, Sentimental Journey. She finished second on the turf in her last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, and should improve while returning to the dirt. She likes to close from off the pace, and with all the speed in the race, that may set it up for her. Then I like number 3, Vartan. She won her last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis. She has the highest last race speed rating, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and the trainer-jockey combination in the last 14 days has a record of 2 wins out of 7 starts. My third pick is number 1, Could You? She came in from Oaklawn Park and tried the turf for the first time, and she didn't seem to take to it. So she returns to the dirt and should improve, as her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 5, I like as my 4th pick, Lady Atlantic. She came in from Hawthorne after winning 2 races in a row there to try Horseshoe Indianapolis for the first time, and she can handle this distance.
Yes, indeedy. This is a way to start for sure, Charles. Caught the 45-1 at Delaware first race. Win place, $50. Hit to start the day. Boom. I think that's the win to start the day and the win to end the day. 50 on a 50-1. I'm going to take off the rest of the day. Go fishing, go golfing, go buy something I've been wanting to buy for a while. That's probably the way I would look at it. But then again, when you start off at 50-1, it might be your day to just press that all day long and hit bombs galore as the day goes on. I'm going to start off with number 3, Vartan. It does worry me a little bit that the horse did run a peak number last time out. But the last time she popped to a peak number, she followed it up with only a little bit of a regression, but still ran a very solid race, which I think would be enough to win here. Sentimental Journey. We are on all one of those, I guess. This is a horse that's making a small drop in class. I think it'll be coming at the end, as you mentioned, Terry. It is, however, maybe the best of the bunch at the distance, trying it 6 times, winning 3 of them with a third. Could You? Would not have bet. I would probably not have bet this gal the last time out. But when you look at her rebounding off of a poor first performance off the bench, she's done very well. And then she's got a couple of nice workouts in between that bad first time off the bench race and today. Number 5, Lady Atlantic. There's not much difference between the rest of the pack here, so I might as well take the one that'll be closer to the front at the jump of the race, and everybody will have to pass the beater to the finish line. Race number 2 is I should really be a little bit more prepped for this, but 1 mile, 70 yards. There's a whole bunch of these today at 1 mile and 70 yards, and it looks like I'm going to have a whole bunch of 7s coming up in here. At 1 mile and 70 yards so far, Terry, they've run 24 times, 17 of which were won by horses in the first 3 at the first call. A half a dozen going wire to wire. There is a very strong rail bias here, almost fair if you wear a 2 or 3. Get a slight bonus 4 through 7, and so far nobody that's worn it, and an 8 has won. Not an issue here. And again, we hope we get all the scratches right because Equibase's power is out. Twin Spires wasn't updating things, and we were relying a little bit on the tournaments at horsetourney.com. So hopefully it's all correct. What do you like?
Okay. This race here, I like number 7, running the motive driver.
Ron the locomotive driver.
Yeah, Ron the locomotive driver. That's it. He drops.
I don't like when they run all those letters together either, Terry.
Yeah, I should really separate them before we start the show. But anyway, he drops in class today. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He's actually tied with another horse, and he has a trainer who wins 18% of the races when he drops a horse down 2+ classes. Then Mr. Number 3, Mr. Peterkin. He drops in class today. The trainer wins 33% of the races in the second race when he's got in charge of a horse, and he's returning to the dirt is going to be a plus. Number 5, Barstow. He drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating, and the trainer wins 23% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. And then number 6, Skeskany Star. He drops in class today. The trainer wins 21% of the races when bringing a horse back after being off 40 to 90 days, and he may improve while returning to a route.
All right, Terry, as I'm pressing every stinking button that's available on my computer here, trying to get prepared. I'm going to start off with Ron, the limo driver. It's a limo driver. Ron, the limo driver, dropping multiple classes. Did show some late pace improvement in the last outing and should be better in the third off the break. Number 5, Barstow did run the top last race speed figure. You know I like when they couple that up with a drop in class. Last time out was better in the first half mile. Hung on to speed a little bit longer in that race as well. And you have a 24% win rate for trainer Gennaro Garcia, second off the claim. And then the third pick in race number 2 for me is number 4, Inherent Powers. He also had better 2 and furlong fractions and pace numbers in his last. Couple of maybe a notch down or 2 in class, which should be beneficial as well. And then number 3, as you mentioned, Mr. Peterkin making his second start off a layoff. That last time was pretty ugly on turf, flipping back to dirt, which should be a benefit. The trainer, as you mentioned, has won 1 of 3 in the second start off the claim. So hopefully can keep that up. Race number 3 is another one at 1 mile and 70 yards. This one's a maiden claiming 12.5. So in these races at maiden claiming, Terry, I noticed you got to take your shots, right?
Yep, that's right.
So you're going to take any shots here?
Yeah, sorry, I missed the cue there. Okay, number in the third race, I like number 2, Jack Spring Break. He has finished in the money in his last 6 races, and he finished third versus similar in the last race. And then number 7, Rounder, he ran second versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and that trainer jockey combination has finished in the money 4 out of 7 starts, winning 2 of those. And then number 1, Danny's Little Dana. He tried turf and did not like it. So he's back on the dirt for this contest, and the rail post is winning at a 31% clip. He drops in class today, and the trainer wins 33% of the time that he just dropped the horse down 2+ classes. And then number 8, Ash Wins Orb. He finished third versus Tougher on the turf in his last race and drops in class today.
Charles, you asked, do you think the 4 can go wire to wire in race 2? I don't know because he doesn't have the early pace figures to suggest that he absolutely will be the one on the lead. So I think it'll be contested. So if he doesn't get the lead, then obviously can't go wire to wire. But I do think he'll be a part of the early pace there. For me in race number 3, I'm looking at my top choice here as Rounder, which is the 7 horse. Trainer Randy Klopp hits at 31%. When these horses are making their third start off a break. I think this one's going to be rolling late and gets a little bit of extra distance, which should work to Rounder's benefit. Your first choice, my second choice, Jack's Spring Break. This one's been, as Terry says, Bob Dylan, knocking on the winner's circle door, 5 times out at the distance, has no wins but 3 seconds and 2/3. did show some improvement in the first half mile of its last race. So signs that the horse is getting better on the upswing. Number 1, Danny's Little Dana, rides to 31% winning rail, drops in class. Last time Danny's Little Dana had the lead, ran at this level, had the lead until the final strides. And then my 4th choice in here is Ashwin's Orb. You know, when I first looked at it, I thought it said something else, Terry. I'm glad I didn't say what I thought it said. But this was a horse that did show some pretty good speed last time out, and that was back in May. Been on the bench since then, has a decent like maintenance workout since then. The speed figures say the horse probably fits. The late pace number said the horse should factor in at the end. In the words of our good friend Tom, win, have a shot to make it into the money for sure. Race number 4, as we try to make up for lost ground here, Terry. Race number 4, let me pop this up on the screen so we know where we're at, and we can all keep pace. Race number 4, 4.5 furlongs. You got a lot of babies here. $38,500 for the maiden. So far at 4.5 furlongs, they've tried it 8 times, as you can imagine, most of which 7 were won by speed. 5 of the 8 got the lead, never gave it up. There's been an inside penalty for 1, 2, and 3. And then you have an outside in bias from 4 and out. So if you have an 8, it's better than 7 and 6, so forth. All right, Terry, this is just this is a lottery race, right? So who do you have winning your lottery?
All right. Well, first, some news. They've canceled the tournaments at Delaware, even though the races are running because of the power outage, and they can't get the information from Equibase. But anyway,
So you think they're going to cancel all of them today?
I don't know, but at least those tournaments at Delaware they've canceled. So anyway, I like in this 4th race, I like number 6, Sir Ronaldo.
Sir Ronaldo, man. Sir Ronaldo.
I'm not Spanish, so I don't know how to say that. She finished 3rd versus
I think he's probably one of the most popular athletes in the planet, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, is he a soccer player?
Yes, I think he might actually be the most popular athlete on the planet. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, that's good. Anyway, she finished 3rd versus similar in her only start, has the highest last speed rating, and may improve today with blinkers added. Then number 4, Aaron's Conquest. She's a first-time starter whose dam has 1 winner from 1 starter. She has a good 4 furlong workout on June 29th, and I have a grandson named Aaron, so that helps. And then number 7, Conquered. She has shown early speed, earning the best dirt speed among today's starters, has a trainer who wins 25% of the sprints races. He is an entry in, and may improve with Lasix being added. Then number 1, Here Goes Forever. She's a first-time starter, has decent workouts, including a bullet workout on June 12th.
All right, for me, I'm going to start with number 7 here because I love 7s today. I should have worn a 7 shirt instead of the 3 shirt. Concord has early speed, as you mentioned. I like that, but I also like when it's teamed up with first-time Lasix. So you put together first-time Lasix, some of the best early pace figures. This horse has a really good shot to get to the lead. Get to the lead, you have a 62% chance so far to win at 4.5 furlongs. Sir Ronaldo did run the top last race. Speed figure was indeed well bet in its debut. And I think it's a horse that's likely to move forward in round 2 off the career start, number 2. Number 3, Aaron's Conquest has some pretty good workouts for a friend of the show, trainer John Ortiz. So we want to see our friend John do very well. So hopefully that will be the case. And number 1, He Goes Forever. Hopefully you don't have to go forever here, just 4.5 furlongs, but does have a tough post position, as I mentioned. But for the rest of the horses in the field, appears to me to have the best workouts of those that remain. And then race number 4, Terry, also brings us to the completion of the early pick 4. So we look at our hot dog pick 4s. You're going to go 4 by 2 by 2 by 2. I'm going to go 3 by 3 by 2 by 2. And I hope it's going to be like winning at the slot machines, 7, 7, 7, 7 down the stretch.
Yeah, be nice for you.
Yeah, not so nice for you, but it can go 7, 7.
I wouldn't make it, so that's fine.
Yes,
Anyway,
indeed. Well, we want you to make it to. It's always better when we both win, like yesterday afternoon. Absolutely.
then we need that 6 to win that last leg.
Yeah, which is my long. Well, no, that was not my long shot. That's coming up. Race number 5, as I mentioned, a lot of these races today are a mile and 70 yards. This one's a maiden claiming 12,500. I like the 6 horse here as my long shot of the day. This is Pablo's Son. It's a maiden special weight dropper that shows a lot more early pace in his last race to start his 3-year-old campaign. He's going to be better today, and I think this is the one that they're likely to have to catch at a mile and 70 yards, where 6 of 24 have gone wire to wire. It's not only my long shot of the day, which has got to encourage you a little bit, Terry, but it's also, and it could hurt you too, the way my long shot's been going lately, but it's also your box it up for the day. 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta box. Terry, Whiskey Rivers. Tell us about Whiskey Rivers.
Okay, and let me say my long shot yesterday ran second. So anyway,
you're taking 3-to-1 long shots, Terry. I'm taking 20-to-1 long shots.
No, it was actually a lot but more than that before the scratches. I'll tell you that right now. So anyway, paid pretty good to place.
I'm just busting your chops, Terry. That's what I do. You don't really take 3-to-1s. You take 5-to-2s.
I know. That's it. No, 6-to-5s are more like it. Anyway, number 2, Whiskey Rivers. He finished third versus similar in the last race, and his early speed running style will help his chances. Number 3 is my second pick, Prince Shim. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The trainer wins 20% of the time when he brings a beaten favorite back to race again. Number 4 is my third pick, 1 for the money.
2 for the show, 3 to get ready.
And 4 to go. He is right. Closer who has finished in the money in 2 out of the last 4 races. And then number 6, your long shot, Pablo's Son. He can improve while returning to dirt, drops in class today, and the trainer wins 28% of the time when taking a horse from the turf to the dirt.
Absolutely fantastic, Terry. Well, I hope that box it up comes home. As I mentioned, in race number 5, I like Pablo's Son as my long shot of the day. I'm going to back it up at number 7, Zolo, maiden special weight dropper with, I feel like, the most room for upside because we really don't know who this horse is yet. It's only made 1 race so far, so it could be a really good horse. It might not be a good horse at all. You just don't know. But I don't mind the way that horse started its first career start. Number 3, Prince Shim showed speed in his first route race. Looks better than all the other maiden claimers with the top last race speed figure. And then the last horse for me, Terry, in this spot is the one scratched here in race night. Well, I don't have that horse in there. I have the 2 horse in here. So I was thinking about the 1 horse in that race, but I'm going to go instead with the 2 horse in here in race number 5. The other horse that I was thinking about was the 1 horse because it is the other maiden special weight dropper in here. Whiskey Rivers is a horse that did show some early speed last time out. Was able to hold that speed a little bit longer than it did in the prior race, which is a positive. Finished third, but it had a crack at this maiden special weight, maiden claiming before and didn't get it done. So that's why I was contemplating maybe putting the 1 in there. So it's like a flip of the coin for me for the 1 and the 2 on that. The next race coming up, Terry, is your best bet of the day. But before we go to your best bet today, you did Horseshoe Indianapolis as your best bet yesterday. How did that go?
All right. Well, yesterday, unfortunately, my best bet, top choice, was scratched. My second choice didn't get in the money, but my third choice actually ran second and paid $460 to place and $280 to show. And today, I like Woodbine, the 4th race. I like number 4, Epilogue.
Epilogue.
I need to get some more English studies here. It's funny because I didn't used to have these problems until I turned 65. So you've got something to look forward to.
I know. I can't wait.
I know. He has.
I'm already having those problems. I'm 10 years behind you, so I know when I'm where you are, I'll just be drooling. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, well, your brain just doesn't work as fast as it used to, and it isn't as clear. But anyway, he has, except for when you handicap the horses.
Then you're spot on, baby.
That's right. He has finished in the money in 6 out of the last 6 races, winning 4 of the starts, and has done well on the turf. And I like horses that do that because it shows they're very competitive.
Mhm.
Number 1, Courtney Road. He likes Woodbine, finishing in the money in 8 out of 10 races there, winning 3 of them, and likes the distance where he's been in the money 75% of the time. And then number 7, Analyzer. He finished third versus similar in the last race after an 8-month break. So it shows he's really in condition, has a high percentage winning jockey, and has some really good workouts.
So while we're here, I'll just click through a couple of other things. Last night, we had on Peter the Greek from on a Horse Center show with Sean and I. Very young guy, a lot of enthusiasm. So if you haven't seen Peter the Greek and what he's doing over at Penn National, he and his family, 3rd generation trainer, you can catch that show right here on Horse Racing Radar TV. Probably can watch the replay on Facebook as well. Make sure you do that while you're there. We certainly would appreciate a thumbs up. I want to say thank you to Jimmy Little, Justin Gins, I need glasses, Gene Zone, and Mike Watkins for the love over on Facebook. If you agree with them, give us a thumbs up as well. And then you can also follow us, as you see on the scroll bar below, at Horse Race Today on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Our Swiss Army Sean, who you see up here looking like Phil Collins in the video In the Air of the Night. He keeps everybody up to speed. There's nothing in the dark there, so you want to check that out. And then tonight at 9 o'clock, you will join us this evening. We'll be back for more Horseshoe Indianapolis as we have announcer John Dooley as our guest to go over the Indiana Derby, the Indiana Oaks this Saturday at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Should be another fantastic show. Get some great insights from Mr. Dooley regarding what's the track is like and what to expect in the big races, the big weekend this weekend at Horseshoe Indianapolis. And I have to say, when he comes on, it's always kind of a weird experience for me because, I spent a lot of time at Arlington Park where he was the trainer before Churchill Downs mercilessly closed the track and sold it to the Chicago Bears. And when you go to the track, the voice is just in the air, like it's coming down from the heavens. And you don't see a face and you just have like this larger than life image. And then when they're right in front of you and you hear that same voice, it's kind of weird. All right. Anyway, so we're going to go on to race number 6, Terry, over at Horseshoe Indianapolis, because we're all about Horseshoe Indianapolis this week. And this is a battle, Terry, right here. The battle of the best bets in race number 6. 6 furlong, optional claiming, $2,500. When you look at a 6 furlong profile of a winner, 64 races, 51 by speed, 13 of which, Terry, went wire to wire. If you get a post position or 8 or out, it's the best with scratches. I don't think they go out that far today. The rest are close to fair with 2 and 3 getting a minor bump up. So why don't you tell us why your 7-horse Double Tough is going to lose to my 8-horse Captive Fuego?
Well, I think it's going to beat your horse. So no, I don't think I know that Double Tough will beat your horse Captive Fuego. And that the reason why is he drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is faster than yours. Number 2, Jova. He won his last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis, has the highest last speed rating, and has a trainer that wins 23% of the time when he takes a horse in the first race after claiming that horse. And then your best bet, number 8, Captive Fuego, is my 3rd pick. He has finished in the money in 9 out of 10 races.
How about that? Can you say that about your 7-horse? No,
but I can also say that he finished 3rd last time, and mine will be in front of him. So anyway, number 4, Blue Moon Justice. He figures to improve while returning to dirt, and the trainer wins 18% of the races when going from turf to dirt.
All right, Terry. Here's why you are wrong. Absolutely wrong. Captive Fuego has one of the biggest early pace advantages on the entire card today, Terry. Has raced well against Open Company, whereas your guy has been racing against State Bred Company. Today, although it's the same price, he's dropping because it's state class level. Actually, 8 is getting to face lesser competition and has the best early pace numbers. Captive Fuego is going to get to the front. He's going to be on fire and smoke everybody else. Number 2, Jova. First off the claim for trainer Kim Hammond. It's a 23% angle from Ms. Hammond. Did run the top last race speed figure and showed better pace numbers across the board. Number 7, Double Tough. As you're right, Terry, he is dropping in class from $100,000 non-graded stakes. Ran better the first time out, the first half mile in his last of his race. And then my last choice in this race here is Last 2 Words. And this is one that kind of scratched into the position. But Last 2 Words is making the second start off the break. First off the claim for trainer Jesus Esquivel. I hope I got that right. Jesus. Been in the money 50% of his races at Indiana Grand, 50% at the distance. So 50-50 shot that the horse does get into the exacta or trifecta here.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, in this race, there's a couple of horses that are going to push your horse because your horse likes to be on top and he seems to fade a lot of times.
But he's got that early pace advantage, Terry. I'm telling you, that state bred company versus open company, can be a substantial drop.
Could be, but you watch mine close and you watch him close like a freight train.
Yes, I'm going to watch him close for second. Fantastic. I appreciate you giving me the exacta right there. I like the 8 to go wire to wire. Double Tough be dragging behind hot pace, which you can't catch. There you go, Terry. Charles B. rocking with Rich B. You know, the B's got to stick together, Terry.
Oh, yeah, I understand. But I don't agree.
You don't have to agree. You'll just have to say, you're right tomorrow. Or I'll have to do it. Well, I'll bring a plate of crow if you win. All right. So race number 7 is this is going to be like Terry and I are both when we're watching that race. You know what's going to happen is neither one's going to win. Race number 7 is 1 mile on the turf, claiming $20,000. I think they're running on the turf today. It looks like it's nice weather there, but again, with the power outage and all the the lack of information, we're not quite 100% sure, but the weather forecast does look good. So I'm going to trust what the weatherman says. And I know that's not the best idea. 1 mile on the turf, 34 times they've gone around the track like that, 21 of which were won by speed, 9 of the 34, taking them from the beginning to the end on the lead. The rail is fair. You get a little bit of a pretty good bump if you get a 2 or 3. 4 through 7 are also fair. 8+ really struggle to carry the water home. All right, Terry. So we had the battle of our best bets, but today we were a little bit. We have a lot of agreement in race number 7.
That's right. We like number 5 as my top pick, Judy's Way. She finished second on the dirt in her last race, has the highest last race speed rating, and has the highest speed at the rating at today's distance. Then I like number 7, Ho, 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 Ho. She has early speed and if she isn't pressured, she can go all the way on the lead. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters.
You did that ho, ho, ho pretty well, Terry. Are you really Santa Claus?
I am, and especially for all my grandkids.
What about me? I'm still waiting for my gifts.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't naughty either last year. I was a good boy.
My gift is my best bet's going to beat yours. Anyway, number 3, #winner. She finished third versus similar on the dirt in her last race. Her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with another horse. Trainer wins 23% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. And then number 1, April's Gem. She finished second at Hawthorne in her last race and comes to try Horseshoe Indianapolis for the first time.
So in race number 7, I'm going to start off like you with Judy's Way. Had a pair of turf mile races twice in her last 5 starts. Second by 3/4 of a length in one, third by a half in the other. So really close. I mean, could be 2-0. Top last race speed figure with early race improvement. I think this one is trending in the right direction for her third start off a layoff. Number 3, #winner. This is a Churchill Downs track dropper. Record says there is room for improvement in the second start after some time in the barn. Although the record also says that there's opportunity for the horse to regress a little bit. Once again, we have trainer Gennaro Garcia with the horse making its second start for him off with claim. That is a 24% angle for the young man. I don't know if he's young or not, but compared to Terry and I, he's young. Number 7, Ho, 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 Ho. This is the one they'll all have to catch. Faded really badly last time out. But if you look back in the past performances, rewind just a little bit, 3 or 4 races, you'll see that has the way he can go from beginning to end. And then finally, number 2, Moonshine Dreamer, did put in a very good effort in her last race. Trainer David Reed must have really liked what he saw with better 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers. As he's moving up, Moonshine Dreamer. Terry, this is one of your angles. The horses are moving up, usually not one of mine. So we'll see if it works for me, but not for you. Race number 8, the last of the thoroughbred card races today at Horseshoe Indianapolis, is a 1 mile, 70-yard affair. Maiden, $36,000 maiden special weight. Again, we started at 1 mile and 70 yards. A lot of those races, we didn't start there, but there are a lot of races today at 1 mile and 70 yards. So keep an eye on the early races so you can get a sense of what the bias might be for the later races. So far, track to date, 24 races, 17 won by speed, 6 going wire to wire with a strong inside rail bias.
All right. Well, let me give you my picks there then. I like number 3 as my first pick, Motion to Adjourn. He ran second versus similar on the turf in his last race. His early speed running style will help the chances. Number 4, Golden Rapper is my second pick. He has finished in the money in both of his career races. Finished in third versus similar last race, and the only question is, can he go the longer distance? Then number 7, Got Lost. After an 8-month break, he ran second versus similar his last race, and he only lost by a neck. Has the highest last race speed rating and a high percentage winning trainer. And then number 5, Hitchpen is my fourth pick. He has a high percentage winning trainer and a trainer jockey combination who's won 2 out of 7 starts in the last 14 days.
All right, so this is my box it up for race number 8, Terry. Let's pull the box it up in here. In the box it up, I'm going to start with number 4, Golden Rapper. This guy's been close in the last 2 races, does have a little bit of giddy up and go when the gates open. Should put him close to the pace in his first try at a route, and kind of like that angle a little bit of early pace. You know, horses that don't necessarily break to the lead at sprints, but are right off the lead, show a little bit of interest late, and then you stretch them out a bit. They're a little bit closer to the front, and they still have that interest late. Number 5, Hitchpen. It's the same story as the number 4. Going long for the first time here. Does have the best late pace numbers so far in the field, but additionally the best early pace, late pace combination. So shouldn't be too far off the lead. Should have the legs to get it done at the end. Number 7, this is what's going to happen to your best bet, Terry. It Got Lost. Just missed last out with the top last race speed figure. I'm expecting the horse to improve in the second try after more than 7 months in the barn. But had 12 chances to get the W already. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the lighter race horses here. And then your first pick, my last pick in my box it up, Motion to Adjourn. Been close in his last 2 races, flips back to dirt after trying turf with, and I put this underlined, much, much, much better fractions. And I always love seeing horses run better fractions, Terry. It's almost always an indication of a really good race coming up. And then finally, you know, of course, my internet. Am I skipping around, Terry, or am I normal?
Yeah, your voice is cutting in and out a little bit.
Yes, of course. I mean, why else? What else is going to go right today? The internet has decided it wants to go funky on me. All right, so that brings up our prime rib, because the last race of the day is a popcorn sprint quarter horse race, which we'll get to in a minute. But here are our prime rib pick 4s. Terry's decided to go just too deep on that first leg and then hoping to catch something else in the back end.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of wide open races here, and I'm hoping to catch a price or two to make this really turn out to be a good pick 4.
Well, I'm going to go 4, 4, 3, and 4. And honestly, I wanted to be like Terry and spend more money than I'm allowed to, but unfortunately, I got to abide by the rules, because if the rule setter doesn't abide by the rules, well, then you get the U.S. government, right? Rules for thee and not rules for me. We can inside trade, but you can't. Don't you just love that sort of philosophy, Terry? All right, race number 9. Yeah, good luck. That's what I wrote for my notes. It is a 250-yard quarter horse race where I think only one horse so far has any sort of experience. So it's all up in the air. And somehow, Terry, we landed on the same horse as our first choice. And 3 out of 4, which is crazy to me. But go ahead. I don't make any notes for these. I just pray that I'm right on one of them. What about you?
All right. Well, I started with number 7, Just a Concept. Has a workout, pretty good workout but from the gate, best, second best out of 16, and has a pretty nice high percentage winning trainer. Then I like number 8, Tell 'Em About It. Had a pretty good workout from the gate on March 30th. I like number 6, County Chicks Cash. Has a decent trainer. And number 5, My Royal Jess, has a workout of 12.1, second best out of 9 on May 25th.
All right. Well, there again, you see our full picks, a full roster of picks today for Horseshoe Indianapolis. Once again, I apologize for us getting off to a late start. Just some other things beyond my control. Obviously, power outage at Equibase screwing things up. Terry's best bet today, and my best bet, so the most watched race for Terry and I today will be race number 6. Of course, my 8 horse will beat its 7 horse. You can mark that down. They may not finish first or second, but I assure you the 8 will finish in front of the 7. Terry's going to start the card off with his long shot, the 4 horse. My long shot's race number 5, the 6 horse. And then Terry's box it up is in race number 5. My box it up, as we just mentioned, is in the last race of the day, the last thoroughbred race of the day. Again, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent try, 10-cent superfecta. The race card kicks off with an early pick 4. That is our hot dog pick 4s. Terry's going to try to win the pick 4 in the first race. I'm hoping a little bit more coverage, but again, it's a smaller budget. Our prime rib pick 4s look like that for races 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in again for the Players Edge podcast with Terry, myself, Tom, Sean, Swiss Army Sean, and our guest will be John Dooley, track announcer for Horseshoe Indianapolis, where we'll talk about the Indiana Oaks, the Indiana Derby, and another race, and just kind of catch up with John and see what's up with him, what he's thinking about his first stint in the summer at Horseshoe Indianapolis instead of Arlington Park. And then if you're going to bet today, a little later on at Delta Downs, make sure you head on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Delta Downs is our free track of the day. There is a link in the description here on YouTube and in Facebook. Please use that so they know where the traffic is coming from. And then I think that's about it, Terry. I can't think of anything else we got to cover today. Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so. Although I'm thinking that 2 guys over that contest for Delaware is going to be pretty disappointed because they both had that big long shot to start the contest.
50-1. So everybody who didn't have them is thrilled to death because they know they didn't have a chance to win.
Including me.
Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah, they're going to, what they're just doing, they canceled it and refund all the money. So,
yeah, I mean, they have really no other choice, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, if you like what you saw today, please subscribe on YouTube and give us, check the bell off so you get notified. Give us a thumbs up on Twitter and
I think the thing is retweet on Twitter, thumbs up on Facebook. I don't know what you do on Instagram.
I know. I'm just having a little problem today. So please excuse me. Have a great week, everybody. And thanks.
Yes. Tomorrow, Tom and I will be back at 1:00. We'll be covering some English races. Also, the Belmont Derby, because there's a lot of international flavor in the Belmont Derby. So you're going to want to check out that show. That is at 1:00 Eastern right here on Horse Racing Radar TV. And then again on Saturday morning, a show that seems to be very popular right off the get-go. Eddie C. and Chris P. I transposed their last initials last time out. They'll be doing their spot plays for Belmont Park this weekend as well. So you want to catch that just in case there's anything they really like, a race that you can focus around your pick 4s, your exactas, trifectas, that sort of thing. That is at 12:00. And then, of course, we'll be off Sunday. Terry and I will return on Monday, where we'll take a swing at parks like we usually do on Monday. Until then, until we get together again tonight or tomorrow morning, no matter what it is you're doing this this Thursday, whether you have power, you don't have power, you have all sorts of things going on in the background, whatever you're doing at the track today and in your life in general, we absolutely 100% hope it ends up in
the winner's circle, like my best bet, number 7.
Ain't gonna happen.